But when you write your resume, right, and your CV, I would do it in a different way, and that now there's some personal what I would do, and that is to, like, I see a lot of people, they show where they've worked before, and that's great, but I would turn it around, and below them they show what they are good at. I'm very good at teamwork, and I'm very good at, I'm always on time, I'm passionate, I'm innovative, I'm creative. Okay, so let's turn it around. So you could say, I'm creative. At this company, I was creative doing this. So you're showing, so the thing about a CV is the more you can prove yourself, the better it is. So the next thing, and then for all of these things where you've done something great, you can put it on a timeline like that, and that would be very effective. And that's not the only way to do it, but the important thing to take from this is just that employers like to see proof. I said that a little bit, but don't be too formal. This dear Mr. or Mrs. I mean, for big companies it might help, but for smaller companies it's like, hey, you could say, hi, Carsten, I talked to Peter at your company. It shows that you've done some research, or maybe you talked to some other guys in my company. He said I should send you this resume. See, that's a very good thing to do. It's like to address somebody at the company other than you, because then you already show that, like, you belong there. See, that's very effectively. And then you would say something like, just be very straightforward. I mean, what I would do is, like, I would write a short but precise like message where you say very precisely when you need to have an internship, how many hours for a marketing position. You can say, oh, I like how you do on social media. I have a lot of ideas for that. I would like to share them with you. And then not say anything more. Show some passion for the company you're looking for. But actually, I had one intern once, and he wrote like a love story about my company. He was total failure in what he could do. Like all the other candidates had way better skills, but I just saw that he believed so much in what we did, and he was so passionate about it that he actually became an intern. And yes, he was a failure, but he wanted it so much that he actually ended up being very great. And so many people sending me a CV, and then they don't even have a LinkedIn, and they don't show any kind of like online activity. Don't put in your Facebook and Instagram, it's not necessary, but at least would like to show that you have a LinkedIn portfolio. And in some businesses it makes sense to have your own website and all that kind of stuff, especially in marketing, and if you're into web design, all that kind of stuff. That's probably my field, so it's not relevant for everybody. What I'm going to say is that be proactive. And it's easy to say, and it's very easy to do, actually very easy, but it's just something about personality also. So, for example, if you contact a company, why don't you call them? So, you see, if you already send a resume, why don't you call them and ask them if they received it, and maybe call them and say, hey, I will take 15 minutes of your time, I have some ideas for you, and I would like to see if there's a match, Or just when you're sending an email, follow up. Say, if you don't get an answer, why don't you follow up? I mean, you can actually present something when you have the first meeting. It could be very small, 2 minutes. But actually, when you go into that meeting, have an idea of which company you're talking to. Research their website. And when they start telling about their stories, you can say something like, oh yeah, I know, I saw it on your website. It's like when you come to an interview, it's great to finish it up by talking about your future. And I often bring it up, like, what do you expect in the future? And people are mostly like, whoa, I didn't prepare for this question. I don't know about my future. But if you don't know, okay, lie. I mean, I didn't say that, but have a great response to what's going on in your future. And for example, if you know that you're not going to be here for more than 2 years, you can say, oh, I want to be here for 2 years, and I want to really contribute while I'm here. And you can make it something positive by saying, yeah, you're here for 2 years and it's going to be 2 dedicated years where, you're just going to focus on the work you've been given. Because actually you think that many Danish companies prefer Danish people. That's actually not true. They only prefer them because they speak Danish. Actually, most of the companies I talk to, they actually love to employ people from people from all over the world who are, like, there are some regions in specific where people are more attractive, right? But actually, in general, they think Danish people are lazy, and it's true, Danish people are lazy. The only advantage Danish people have is that they are sometimes, and I'm not going to say this is now we're talking journalism, so don't take all this for granted, but that Danish people are maybe sometimes they're more freely creative because they don't put up barriers, whereas in other countries we learned that things are more strict. And Danish people have some, you know, we got strengths too, but we're definitely lazy, and companies don't like that. So if you can prove that when you're talking about, especially your future, and you can say, I expect to do this and this, and I expect, you know, you have a very sound plan, you sound like, yeah, you really want to fight. And that's, you know, it's those basic things that actually matter when you're at a conversation.